Hello, everyone. We got one of the best in Florida. She's in the Sunshine State, so up here in Minnesota, we're very jealous of the weather she gets to have. But one of the most electric guards in the class of 2027. Let's have her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Victoria Valle, class of 2025. I'm 15.
There we go. I said, so what we always do is you're my first player from Florida to ever be on the pod, so welcome, welcome. I said I first got to see you a couple years ago in Illinois, I think a suburb of Chicago. So I think you're at Miami Impact at the time. But we'll get all the way to there. Go back way to the beginning. What's some of your first memories of basketball?
I used to play on a boys team,
Oh.
and I ever played on. I really liked that team. I wasn't the best player. Funny though, I was one of the bigger ones. But it just got me like way more tougher, and it made me just a little more advanced. So when I did adjust to playing like with girls, I wasn't so behind. I just had to learn like more of like the fundamentals and stuff.
There you go. So did basketball kind of come naturally to you? Did you play other sports? Or was just it always was always with basketball? That was always the one.
No, I did do a lot of sports. I mainly did track and cross country because
Okay.
that's what my family members normally did. And then from there, I just stopped doing it. And then I tried to do like any sport. And then my brother hoop in the front of the house, and I'm a very like active person. So I was
Yep.
like, okay, I could try this. And then I fell in love with the sport, and that's and I've never stopped since.
There we go. Well, I said let's start with high school last year. I think someone scored their 1,000th point as a ninth grader. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How would you describe yourself as a player? I'll say as a high school, in high school, and then at AAU. And what's the difference that maybe who you are kind of in those two environments?
In high school, I'm more of a try to learn my like my place, be a good example, be as much as a leader as I can because I was the youngest.
Mhm.
I was the only freshman on the team, and I was one of the captains, and I had to just make sure that I had to respect them, but also earn respect, but in the
Mhm.
right way to make sure that we are just in the best way we could be to win. For AAU, less of that, more because everyone was like around my age, and I've played with those girls for a longer time since I wasn't new. And it was just more of like the chemistry was just already there. I got along with the girls instantly, and we all just understood each other and just knew that we wanted the best for each other and just wanted to win.
I like it. Yeah, I remember when I first saw you play, it was you stood out on the court because it was you were electric with the ball. You didn't shy away from contact. You were hitting deep threes. You were taking on bigger players. You had no fear, and you instantly stood out on the court. That was one of my favorite memories of seeing you. And I think you're at Miami Impact. I was at the time, but I said, yeah, it was one of my. You stood out instantly. So I said, your type of play has only continued to grow since there, and it's been enjoyable to see for sure.
Thank you.
And
Thank
then
you.
we'll come to the AAU. You play for the Miami Sun, the team Larkins. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I got that right. And so, how would you say from the beginning of AAU season back in April to where we are right now, how have you grown the most as a player?
um, I understood more and more from my coaches. I understood what they wanted from me. Last year, I was known as they would call me a princess because I didn't feel like how I should have, and like I didn't take defense as serious as I really could have. I'm pretty athletic, and I could have
Mhm.
always done better. But this year, my coach really drilled that into me and demanded that I play better defense. I sacrificed my body way more this season. I started taking charges,
Mhm.
just started doing that this season, and it wasn't just like an individual type thing. Everyone on my team was good, and I understood like that. Hey, if it's not my day, let me look for my teammates because it could be their day. And just I was just trying to do the best we can just to win at the end.
Love it. And who would you say? How would you say? Miami Sun playing on the EYBL circuit. How do you feel the EYBL circuit prepares you for the next level, for the high school level? Kind of, it's a physical, but it's a really good league.
Yes, I feel like the tempo is like amazing. It's always fast paced. Like when now I'm in my high school practice, I'm always like push it, push it, push it. I'm just so used to everything being so much more quicker.
Fair.
Fast. The shot clock is like the best thing ever because you just learn how to like manage your time better. Like what shots you should take, what shots you shouldn't. Hey, if you had that shot, but there's like 20 seconds left, maybe next time don't shoot that one. And
Fair.
then it's like playing against people like the top of the top, and I play a grade up, so it was just like good competition. I'm probably gonna end up facing those girls in college, but it's nice to see like where I stand right now.
I like it. And then what would you say? So you said the tempo is one of the things. What was maybe the one of the things that took maybe the most to adjust to for you? Like it took them like that you're still kind of maybe even adjusting to in the EYBL circuit.
Um, we switched everything. So I just had to adjust to being able to guard like bigs a little better. I didn't want to be a liability when I was on defense, so I had to adjust to like once they brought the ball down, I had to get that steal. If not, it was a bucket. Or if they dropped the shoulder, I have to be an actress and fall
Fair.
back. Like I had to take my role a little more seriously and make sure I wasn't on the court just being a liability.
Hey, there's pros that have made a career out of being an actor. So good advice. Good advice. I would say, and then what if maybe one or two of your favorite moments from this last AAU season? Kind of a place you went or anything of that nature?
Um, it was just like my team. I love this team more than anything. One of my favorite teams I've ever been a part of. And then we had added two people like towards the end of the season when we went to the US Open to my and it was just like an amazing team. Everyone like understood like that we had one goal in mind. Like no one ever like took anything like to heart. We took it to like the way that it was trying to get addressed. No one heard the tone. We understood the message, and that was just like the best thing this season.
I love that. Hearing you know the message. No, you don't listen to the tone. Hear the message. Love that. And that I said that's something that's going to do very well for you in your career going further in college and high school and whatnot. So we talked about you're in Florida. I'm in Minnesota. I've been to Florida a few times, but never for basketball. How would you describe what Florida girls basketball and AAU is like to like someone like me or someone that hasn't had the opportunity to see it yet?
Um, very athletic. Everyone down here, we're athletic kids. Most of us do like multiple sports, like flag or track. So everyone here is fast and athletic, and here like has like that dog mentality, in my opinion. Like we don't do what it takes to win. And if that means you get hurt, you get hurt. Like we play pretty physical down here. Some people, yeah, are fun. Like fundamentals could get a little better down here, but overall, everyone like had like that mentality. Like we're gonna do whatever it takes, whether we get hurt or you get hurt. We just trying to win at the end of the day down here.
It's about the W. I get that. There we go. It's entertaining. So if someone, I don't know where they've been, but if someone hasn't seen you play, how would you describe yourself as a player to someone that hasn't seen you play yet?
Confident, energetic. I try to be a leader as much as I can. I'll do whatever it takes to win. Like I'm a pretty good shooter, but I am a team player though. I just do whatever best. If it's looking like it's one of my teammates' better days and not mine, I'm willing to take that sacrifice and for sure try to look for them a little more. I play combo. I am a shooting guard, but I am a point guard. I played point guard in high school, so I do know how to pass the ball around. And if we gotta get rebounds, I'm not the biggest, but I'll get in there and I'll try to get.
Don't let her be humble. She's gonna shoot the ball. She's gonna shoot the lights out of the ball. Trust me. If she open from beyond there, she's shooting. I'm just saying, she's shooting. When I was in Chicago, she was shooting from about the halfway of court. She was hitting them. So you're gonna shoot if you open, and go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And so I think we're a little bit before high school started yet, but I would say, what are some of your goals for the upcoming high school season as a team and then as an individual?
Well, as a team, we were very short last year to winning states. We lost in the second round. And this year, that's our biggest goal, winning states. I want to be like one of the top teams in Florida. I think we have the skills for sure. Just we have to make sure we have the mindset and everything and being on the same page. We play a lot of top teams. We play Montverde and a few teams like in these tournaments. I want to make sure that we're one of those teams that we get talked about so that we could start having a national schedule by next year.
Absolutely. And then as an individual, how would you say, what's your goal to kind of continue working on and continue to add to your game for the upcoming season?
I want to make sure I'm the best 3-level scorer I could be. And just like this AAU season where I took it more pride defensively, I'm taking way more pride this year defensively. I don't want for us to just be this close. I want to be like, okay, I give it my all no matter what, both sides of the floor. And making sure I could be the best leader I can. I've known these girls already for a year. I know how they take certain things, making sure that I stay focused. And even when things get rough, I'm just the best captain, teammate I could be.
I love it. And then how would you say what lessons did you learn as a player from getting that close to winning state, falling a little bit short, kind of what it takes to win and kind of moving forward?
Just being more composed. It was the biggest thing. There's gonna be a lot of ups, a lot of downs. We were down by a lot. 15, maybe close to 20 going into halftime, and we brought it down to a 3-point game.
Dang.
And a few calls go our way. We could have probably won that game.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just the tempo was a little fast for us. The people were a little bigger for us, and we weren't used to that. It was the first time our school ever won regionals. So people weren't really like that used to. That's the furthest I have ever gone. So this year, I feel like we're gonna be way more composed in like the situations and calmer. Like when things go bad, okay, we understand that.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna stick together as best as we can. There's certain people who can come off the bench and then give us a spark here and there, and just make sure we do our role as best as we can.
Awesome. Like to hear it. I think you're in for a big season. I'll say that.
Thank you.
We talked about AAU in high school. Who were some of the best players you've ever had a chance to play with in AAU or high school?
With I got to play with she's in my class, Jalen Belton,
Mm-hmm.
and Corey Edge. She was my point guard for the past 2 AAU seasons, and then Jalen, I played with her when I was on Kiki,
Mm-hmm.
and then she at the end we went to the U.S. Open. For like the class above me, Jalen Halsey was like my co-captain this year for Larkins, and then we brought down Shemaya Francis, and not a lot of people talk about her, but Kendall Ellis, we call her Cammy, she was like a big spark, and she was like a very, very, like one of the best teammates I've had. She always had like a good spirit, and we always just try to win. We had a prize every single time we stepped on the floor.
Yeah, they were the one seed at EYBL. They were winning.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, who are some of the best players AAU or high school that you played against?
I got to play Jordan Palmer not too long ago, open, and she has a few teammates who are good, like guards and stuff. I don't really be knowing people's names. I go on the floor and I just play them, but that's the only one I can really think in my head. But there are like a lot of good teams, like programs and like overall teams. Like we played All Iowa Tag. Them as a team, they're very like composed, very fundamentally sound, and we got to carry some of that and try to add it to our game. So
I like it. And so with the great summer you've had, 1,000 points as a freshman in high school, that comes with some recruiting attention. How do you personally stay kind of grounded and kind of deal with the attention as it comes your way, the calls and all that stuff? How do you kind of make sure you keep it all kind of level and make sure you don't get too high or too low?
I would never get too high, and even on my worst days, it helps bring me up. Like when there's some days where I feel like I'm not doing enough, it helps me feel a little more grounded, but it doesn't make me satisfied. I always want to, get more. I want to make sure I can do everything I can, so when it's time to commit, I've put myself in the best situation so I can be in the best team I can be. I just take it as more of a fun than anything, because they're trying to see if I fit. I'm trying to see if I fit there. It shouldn't be like a drag or anything. I have a good time talking to coaches. I'm a very, a very talkative person, so I like talking. And my teammates keep me grounded a lot. You can't get too big-headed because you have to show it out on court every single day. And I respect them and they respect me, but we got to prove it every single day.
Fair. And then, not to get into specifics into any schools or anything, but what are some of your kind of checklist items or make or break it items when it comes to recruiting process?
If the team don't get along, that's not where I want to be. I want to be with a family, culture. I want, each time we talk, hey, it's just because we want to win. Like, there has to be an eye on the prize. We have to stay focused. And I want a team, to be on a team where we all get along. I want to have a family and stuff, especially if I'm so far. If I stay in Florida, it'll be a little better, but still, I'm not going to be in my house. I want to make sure that, I'm happy where I am, and I get along with the coaching staff. I don't want to be in a coaching staff where the coaches don't respect me and I don't respect them. That's just, what's the point of doing that?
Fair.
So that's the things.
I like it. And so, we'll go a little bit more. Do you have any NBA or WNBA players that you kind of look up to or even emulate your game after a little bit? I feel like I like
Curry. I
Mhm.
like the way he's adapted. I didn't like it when he first got to the league, but he's adapted and he became like a more overall player. I shoot pretty well, so that's why I try to pick up off him. My coaches sent me like a lot of drills that does, where it's like moving a lot, having to
Mhm.
catch off. I did cross country, so I have pretty good endurance. He has really good endurance, so I'm trying my best to learn how to like move out the ball because sometimes I have to play point like how he does sometimes. But other times I'm mainly off the ball when I'm trying to get a bucket. So
Mhm.
I just try to pick up from his game as best as I can, and I like Kyrie the way he dribbles and gets to the lane, the different finishes. I try to add a little bit of that to my bag.
Oh, we've I've seen both of those players in your game. You shooting from the distance, you doing the quick. Don't let her fool you, people. She had both those people in her game. So yes, it great comparisons right there. And so we'll do a little bit of fast ones, a little bit of quick hits. Well, what's your
Okay.
favorite basketball shoe?
Shoe.
Mm-hmm.
I like Kyrie's before they got discontinued. I like LeBron's. I don't mind them. I like LeBron's.
Fair. Favorite place you've been able to go to because of basketball?
Um, I like Chicago. It was
Same.
nice.
Same. Love me some Chicago. Favorite food?
I love pasta.
Oh, yes. I'm talking. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I'm with there with you. Who is your dream one-on-one opponent?
Um, Curry. I'd love to play Curry one on one. See how he could defend me. Try to defend him.
Absolutely. I love it. Yes, absolutely. He better keep his shoes on. He better get ready to go. And then what would you say? Well, sorry, one more thing. Who is your all-time inspiration in terms of just not necessarily sports, but like, just in life? Who's your all-time inspiration?
My family. I have an older brother and an older sister. I've picked up on what they've done like my entire life. My parents, I pick up on everything that they do. I take them as such an inspiration, and they're next to me, and they're always trying to help me. Even like the some like hard days, they always keep like a good attitude. They're always in a good mindset. They just want the best for me, and I take such a like appreciation in that.
Love it. And then when you're off the basketball court, when you're, just need a break from it, kind of decompress from basketball, where do people find Victoria? Where would you be kind of just to kind of get away from basketball?
If it was up to me, we live in Florida. I'm gonna go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
That's I love the beach.
Fair. I mean, as someone from Minnesota, I'm going to fry out there because I'm probably going to sunburn. But hey, if you live in Florida, I'm sure it's lovely. I'll get some sunscreen. I'll get some sunscreen. We got this. And then I always end with this. What do you hope that your legacy, in terms of high school and AAU before you get to college, what do you hope your legacy is that you leave, at your high school and then with your AAU program when you're all said and done with that part of your basketball career?
I just want for them to know that like all I did was try to do everything I can to win. That's the only thing that matters winning. Whether you scored 30 or your teammates scored 30 or you scored zero, did you win the game?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my mindset. And if I could leave places and that's where everyone's mindset is, that'd be the happiest thing for me.
Absolutely. You have the perfect mindset. Your phone is going to be blowing up from college coaches with a few years. You got a few more years in high school. We're lucky enough to get a few more years of you in AAU. And I said, I can't say thank you enough for doing the interview. People, make sure to go out and watch Victoria. She is going to put on a show, high school or AAU. Get down to Florida, get the sunscreen if you're like me, people. But I'm just saying. And Victoria, where can people find you if they want to follow your career, if they want to just keep track of, kind of keep track of your basketball career going forward?
My Instagram and Twitter, I think are the same name. It's Victoria Valle 32. Y'all can follow me there.
You heard the woman. Better follow her. I said once again, thank you so much. An absolute joy getting to know you. An absolute joy getting to watch you. I cannot wait to see where you go the rest of your high school and AAU career and then on to college.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have a good one.
You too.